he always asks the question anyway. Welcome to Sappers Unscripted. How's it, everybody? So apparently I'm the host today, but we all know that Casual Bias will ask all the questions regardless and just take over because that's what he does.
Yeah. Well, I was planning on hosting until I said, listen, I'm too tired. I literally just woke up. Not that I forgot that we're filming, just I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up in time. So Brevin actually called me and he got me up and got me here. So,
We haven't called you because I said if he doesn't come in 5 minutes, I'm going to gym.
Yeah, but that's unfair because I wait forever for you guys. So don't be a twat.
Yeah, well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, anything to do with rugby. We're kind of depressed. Well, I'm sure you know why. So yeah, we're here to talk about that today, which is great. So yeah, boys, how are you feeling?
I got a new watch. I'm feeling great.
I don't know, mixed emotions.
Before we get emotional and stuff, sorry, can we just also, if you're new to this, just hit like and subscribe, and let's grow this together, and we can be depressed together.
Unless you hate Springboks, then you can be happy watching us be depressed. That's cool. But you have to be subscribed. But yeah, anyway, I'll start. Yeah, guys, sorry. But yeah, it was quite a sad game to watch, obviously. And obviously, you guys have put your thoughts out there onto other platforms. Obviously, I haven't, but I'm on the same wavelength as you guys in the sense that people will be very quick to jump onto Marnie for this. And obviously, look, you should be making that kick 10 times out of 10. Any kicker would. But like you guys shared in your other reviews, like it's just there was a lot of other factors that cost the Springboks this game. And we can get into that deeper, but just quickly, briefly, obviously, I do not like that Marnie missed that kick. That's not a good sign because obviously we've given him so much time to try and improve these things or that specific thing, and it's just not improving. Because, am I correct? He slotted the exact same kick, like about 15 minutes before, like
just from the other side.
Yeah, just from the other side. So yeah, it's not a good sign. But obviously, there are a lot of other factors that we can get into.
I'll go. If you have a lead, right, at 12 minutes into the game, and you are 17-0 up, and you even make the game close after that, right? Because we could have just as well have started the game at 17-0. You make the game close after that, you do not deserve to win the game. That is, for me, that is end of discussion. Whether Marnie missed the kick or not, okay? We can all agree Marnie should have kicked that kick, right? But we can all agree that we shouldn't have bottled that lead. We can all agree that we shouldn't be losing lineouts 5 meters away. We can all agree that why are we still conceding points directly after we get points, conceding penalties? Why are we slipping 40 missed tackles? That is a joke. Like, it is a complete farce. That performance started off so well and got derailed and it just plummeted into the ground and we couldn't find our feet. How did we attack the full first 20 minutes, yet we looked more tired than them while they were doing all the tackling? I don't get it.
It didn't make sense at all. And I think a guy like Marco van Staden, his nickname is Eskom. So for those that don't know, it's a dig at our electricity supplier in South Africa, that because when he tackles you, the lights are out. And we haven't had Eskom issues in a very long time. So I think he can keep that name because when he tackles you, the lights stay on because he didn't make any tackles.
Yeah.
It was bad. I think that was Marco van Staden's worst game, not just in a Bok jersey, but that I've ever seen.
I think it's been a couple of boys'.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him miss so many tackles. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a tackle, and now he misses so many in one game. And that prop that went for that try, where they kept the ball in, and the prop went. Marco van Staden that I know would tackle that guy backwards, not that guy carry over him and score. That just made no sense to me. It was a weird game for me. I must also say that minute 43 to 53, I have no recollection of because I fell asleep for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Brevin, it was a couple of Bulls boys that didn't perform, right? Because you just mentioned Marco van Staden. But a special shout out to Ruan Orkia. Also missed a bunch of tackles. And we've been praising him. And the reason that we are name dropping some of these boys is because everyone wants to name drop Mani, right? But we don't want to criticize our favorite players. We love Ruan Orkia. We love Eskom. We've literally praised how well they've been, how well they've played. I thought Curtly Orange had a nothing game. Where was Curtly? Right? Curtly wasn't there. But people don't want to disrespect or talk down on a player, but they want to hammer on one player like it's all his fault. He shouldn't even have to add a match-winning kick. He shouldn't even have to have done that. Right, but Mani, in my opinion, was great when he came on. I thought he was a standout player when he came on. Just controlled the game in that 10 jersey, right? But we just want to hammer on one guy because he kicked the ball. We spoke about it earlier, Brett, right? Where it was when Bowden Barrett was the best 10 in the world. He struggled a bit off the tee, right? So they didn't call for a different 10. They just said, get a different kicker. Geordie Barrett took over, you know? Like, if this is a different situation for the Springboks, we could have just had another kicker somewhere on the field, but we are unfortunately not in that position where we have another kicker on the field. So obviously it just falls onto Mani. But let's not act like we were expecting Mani to come and be a sensational specialist kicker from the start. He should not have been in that position to take that kick anyway. But it's unfair to just pile onto one guy. It's ridiculous. Okay, Brevan, sorry, you can go.
Yeah. Basically, you know what I think it is, and for those that don't understand this, but I'll explain it once I say it, I just think they were windgat, as Rassi would say. Every single one of them. Arrogance, probably walked in there thinking after 17 points, this is going to be easy, whatever, drop their guard. And that was that. They lost their concentration. At no point do I believe Pollard should have left that field. I think if you wanted to keep your kick on the field, keep Pollard at 12. I think he would have been more than capable to finish off the game there. And I saw something on social media that I completely agreed with. Mani shouldn't have been on the bench to start with. He's not a finisher. No way, he's not. He's just not a finisher. He should have started at 10, and I truly believe that. If you wanted to bring Pollard on at whenever, or keep Pollard at 12, I don't know. But just Mani should have started that game, in my opinion.
That's we literally spoke about that. We said when Mani's there, we can see how the kicking is going, and then you can always rectify it because you're giving him that start, right? That's why we have this thing where we have a lot of guys that has a little injury niggle. We actually start them in the game so that we can just take them off if it hurts too bad or whatever. Because if they come from the bench, they can't get replaced really again. We could do the same with Mani. So that is onto the coaches, you know. But no one wants to criticize everyone that they like. You know, it's a joke. But yeah, I fully agree with you. That's why we called for Mani and Pollard to be the starters. Brett?
Yeah, I'd actually like to criticize quite a few players that don't normally get the criticism that they thoroughly deserve. And I think a guy like Malcolm Marx, lineouts were shocking. I feel like he had quite a few opportunities to fetch balls, like steal balls that were right in front of him, and didn't really commit at rucks, which was weird for me because he loves that. That's his flipping bread and butter. Quite a few times, like, you're right there, grab the ball, just do it. Obviously, we already spoke about Norkia, and my biggest flaw in this game is I would like to know somebody with more experience than me explain to me how Salman Murat is a Springbok captain. How Salman Murat is a Springbok to start with. He's the new age Marvin Ori for me. I feel like that he doesn't add any value. He's not a line-out option. He is not a strong scrummager. He doesn't carry when there's a loose when he gets the ball off the 9. He doesn't carry at all. I said this earlier to Casual that the point of him standing at first receiver, and Brevin, you would know this is your role as well on a rugby field. You have to take it up so you can draw 2 defenders in so that there's extra space for whoever on the outside, whether it be a second pod or a backline. And what does he do? He gets the ball and he releases straight away. All that does to the defense is it makes them shift over one, and that's taken away from everything that's he's supposed to prevent from happening. Makes no sense at all. I also feel like his decision making is shocking, and he's a walkover. Ref tells him to turn around and walk away, and he does it right away. It's almost as if he forgets that he's the captain on the field. And I like Marvin Ory. Like, I mean, he plays for my team. He's probably one of the coolest guys, but not in a Springbok captaincy role. So, yeah, that's. Oh, we'll talk about the backline just now. You guys have anything to add to the forwards?
I think just in general, I just think everyone was lackluster. I think Ben Jason Dixon didn't have the game he wanted. Obviously, Michael van Staden, not great. Jasper, 50-50 as well. I think he had some good carries, but also not so good carries. Scrums were very good, but how do you not capitalize on that momentum? I don't know. Lineup, I mean, obviously in the mall, not looking great. But yeah, I think one thing I just want to add to, and maybe we can talk about this more at the end if you want to move on to the backline, but just I think people also need to kind of take a chill pill. Like, there's a lot of abuse being hurled around players at the moment that is just so stupid. I mean, why are we doing this as South African rugby fans? We've lost a game with 10 changes against a good Argentinian side who are at their prime in a very long time. We lost by 1 point. It sucks. If Mani gets that kick, we win. You know, if Pollard made that conversion from the corner just before half time, we win. So this is what I'm saying. Just relax. Like, it's not nice. And yes, you're going to see Ireland on number 1 in the world. You're going to see it. But don't let that make you angry. Like, just relax. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, listen, so South Africa is still in our minds number 1 in the world, right? You win some, you lose some. Obviously, we should have won yesterday. Even with the 10 changes and stuff, we should have still won, especially bouncing out into that type of a lead. But I don't like this flip-flopping thing where people all of a sudden say, "Oh, these are issues that we've been talking about for a long time." That like, no, okay, we've been praising this team. Okay, I don't all of a sudden think Ruan Orkia should be dropped forever and Mark van Staden should be dropped forever. Just like the same thing that I don't think Mani Libbok should never play for us again. Right? I think if you want to play Libbok and you don't want him to kick, maybe just try the Andre thing. I wouldn't try it this weekend. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do that at all. I could just go Andre and Damien Dialinda to play for this weekend coming. But I don't like this flip-flopping opinion where it's all of a sudden South Africa, it's all doom and gloom, right? Like, let's not act like we're going into Nelspruit and all of a sudden, oh, shit, now we are nervous because we can't beat Argentina. We should be beating Argentina, right? This could have just been a slip-up. We go out there next week and then we smash them. So, okay, well, this is what should have happened. My real issue, and this kind of goes into the back line, how can we play the first 20 minutes, right? And it's the most fluent running rugby that we've seen in a while. Like, it was actually beautiful. We concede 1 try. Now, credit to Argentina, right? Their attack was really good at points. But how can we play this fluent running rugby? We concede 1 try and then go back to being box kick rugby club. Like, I just couldn't understand it. Like, did the system just all of a sudden fail and we just reverted back into the shell? Brett?
Hey, yeah, I actually agree with you on that, because when I was watching it, I was like, well, that went well. Why are we not doing that again? Like, keep doing that. It's working, and they were tired. Also, what we need to remember is it was 36 degrees Celsius when the game started. In some countries, like in the UK, 10 degrees cooler, and they go into complete panic mode that it's a heat wave. This was 36 degrees, so I think maybe it came down to like what's the word, when you have to balance and manage your what's it called, man, whatever, where you have to manage yourself. What, help me out.
Said stamina, fitness,
Well, I have no idea what you're trying to say.
workload.
Okay, like if a Formula One car drives and they have to save their battery, what's it called?
They have to save the energy.
Yeah, but they have to save the battery, and then they have a word for that, like going to whatever mode to save your. You're a Formula One person.
Power saving
You
mode.
also, huh?
Battery saving mode. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just continue. We get what you're trying to say. Okay, they went and they tried to cool down a bit so that they can have energy for later on. Because we were huffing and puffing after 20
Yes,
minutes.
but there's a better word for that makes it sound like they're not a bunch of bloody girls that can't play for longevity of the game. But anyway, yes, you know what I mean, when they had to observe.
But they had to chill out for a bit.
Yeah,
They
so I
had to
think
bring down the intensity.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brevan, what was your thoughts on it just switching around like that?
You know what, guys, and I also want people to realize this. A guy like Makazole Mapimpi, right? Yes, the guy has a sad story, and I get that, okay? But so do so many other South Africans. But you don't see them getting picked for the Springboks because they have a sad story. Because every time I go on social media and I see someone saying, Mapimpi had a bad game, right? And then someone in the comments will say, don't hate on Mapimpi, he's had such a sad story. First of all, if we're criticizing a player's performance, it's not hating him. Mapimpi is probably one of the coolest guys, I'm sure. But that doesn't mean that he's not at that level anymore. And I just feel like he wasn't there. Like he wasn't there again. And yeah, it just
You're
wasn't.
judging it. You have to judge it on them being a rugby player, right? You
Literally.
judge them on
Yeah.
doing their job. It's the same reason why we say Jaden Hendrickson, when he came on, he was shit in defense, right? Like he got handed off into another world. Like, have you ever seen that?
And did you see Jaden getting handed off?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Listen, what you're talking about now, it's so funny because it's come a long way. I remember the British and Irish Lions tour when CJ Stander was one of the panelists, and he was in charge of selecting a man of the match for the game. Mapimpi scored a try, but he had an absolute shocker, like probably a game that he wants to forget. And CJ Stander's reasoning was, I'm going to make Makazole Mapimpi man of the match because, he's had such a tough story and his life was so tough. And to be where he is now, I was like, what the shit has that got to do with the fact that he's a high-earning Springbok player endorsed by Mercedes-Benz, lives in a mansion? Like, he's not... Things aren't tough anymore. Just stop feeling sorry for the oak. And what you said is true because I feel like he's still the charity case. Like, there's so many wings better than him currently. Why is Makazole Mapimpi still being selected?
Ethan Hooker, boys. Not a winger, but my word. Damn.
Oh, he scored a proper winger's try on Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah.
He scored a proper winger's try. Yeah. But anyway, there were so many times. There's 2 points that I want to bring up. Did you guys realize how many rucks we had when we were attacking where we just didn't have a 9 there? I was like, where's our 9? Is he in the ruck? Where's the 9? Why did Salman Murat just pick that ball up? You know, whether it was Kobus or Jaden, I just saw where's the 9. And then other times, we maybe wanted to see that Jesse and thing. I never want to see it on the fence
Yeah,
again.
agreed. I wanted to bring that up.
I never want to see it on the fence again. Yeah, people blame Marnie. Where was our defense? Your centers or your defensive coordinators, we've never looked more lost defensively than we did yesterday. They threw that ball from left to right to left to right to left to right the whole time. And we just got ran ruggedly. We didn't know who to tackle. I mean, did you guys see Malcolm Marks try and make a tackle, but he tackled air? It was the most aura removing thing that I've ever seen. Malcolm Marks diving into nothingness on the wing.
Yeah,
My goodness.
like Lucanio, I just feel like, and Jesse, not to just name drop one person, both of them. I just feel like not making tackles they should. I mean, falling off tackles, misreading defense, like shooting up a bit too quick or some. I don't know what the issue was, but it just wasn't fluid between the two of them. And maybe that's kind of where you need the balance, because Lucanio is known for playing as a 13. 12, sure, maybe should be able to do both, but he's not going to be able to do both at the standard that we need him to. Yeah, I don't know. Very frustrating. Just super frustrating.
How many favors did this game do Damien Dialenda? People just appreciating Damien Dialenda so much more now in that 12 jersey. Brett
so back to our previous episode where I rated him as a top 5 player in the world. But also what I want to say is on the Creel and situation is they both 13s. I just got a DM from Rugby Mal telling me what I knew it was focused at us. Anyway, on Creel and saying that is a 13, Creel is a 13. And I've played 12 and I've played 13 before, and it's two different positions. It's like loose head and tight head. Just because it says prop at the end, it doesn't mean you can play both. And the same with inside and outside center. It's not the same position, especially on defense. And I think that their communication was their downfall, because you're defending as a 13, but you're playing 12. It's just not the same. You're supposed to be the defensive general. Now you have to be that for the inside guy as well. So it's very different. And I feel like, yes, we wanted that combo, but now we saw that combo is not the way to go. I mean, Pollard could have actually started at 12 with Mani at 10 and seen how that went, because two distributors for me is better than two 13s playing center.
Yeah. The thing is, Mani was also very good when he came on. I don't know if I said that at the start. I thought Mani was he just controlled the game. But to be fair, I thought Pollard was also very good until he started huffing puffing 12 minutes in. Like, Pollard actually controlled the game nicely as well. I think both 10s did themselves a lot of favors in terms of having a good game with ball in hand. It's just, yeah, there's certain things that overshadow it completely. But I mean, boys, we give Argentina credit as well. They've made it interesting. They've made it interesting, and their attack still looked good. And Marcus Kremer was just everywhere until he got injured. Like, that guy's a proper menace. And Mateo Carreras, once again, won that battle quite comfortably against Currie Cup.
Like I said, he would. Remember, top 5.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do we want to add anything after this, or do we just want to talk about Bledisloe and get over this one?
I just think, I think people need to realize there's a lot of these people in here now. For example, okay, look, I'm not saying that they are the answer, because I don't think when it comes to our strongest team, I don't think there are answers that need to be answered. Maybe a few positions that need to be replaced because of injuries, but there's no answer that needs to be answered. But what I'm trying to get at this is, there are a lot of people in this team that are new, that are starting to get more of an important role. And we are so used to seeing these guys like Cheslin Colby, Kirkley at it when he has a good game, which is probably 99% of the time. please, guys, can we appreciate Willie LaRue?
Yeah.
Please don't
By the way,
put in your comments, he can't catch the ball. The man controls the game like a 15 should.
well, you
Appreciate
know
Willie
who
LaRue
couldn't catch
while
the
you
ball
have him.
yesterday? The guy with the safest hands in the park, or in the world, right? That's the one positive thing that Brett's always says. He catches the ball. Monty Libbok, beautiful little drags in two people, gives the pop pass, flary stuff, puts Fussy 2 meters away through a clear gap. He would have scored, knocks the ball. You see, then Marnie's kick wouldn't even have mattered. You know? It wouldn't even have mattered. Like,
Yeah.
it is ridiculous. Like, Fussy had a shocker yesterday.
But I
Shocker.
think, let me just quickly end the points I wanted to end on. It's just,
Sorry.
I think, sorry, no, but you're correct. I just think there's guys in that team that we need to understand as South Africans and as Springbok supporters, they're not going to always be up to the standard of a Cheslin Colby, up to a standard of, okay, I don't want to put Sasha yet because he's got a while to go. But I'm talking Evan Etzebeth, Peter Steph Toy. I mean, you're asking Ben Jason Dixon to fill Peter Steph Toy's boots. Give the guy time to be able to get to that level, because I remember a time where Peter Steph was also struggling in his career. It happens. And we need to give these guys time, because it took some of these Springboks a lot of caps to get into themselves and find their identity. Now, obviously, like Murat, for example, he has to change a lot of his game to get there, like a lot. Physicality-wise, a lot of stuff. Obviously, Fussy will have to improve being able to control the back three better. I mean, obviously, like there's so many. I mean, who else? Jaden. I think Jaden must be better at just box kicks, for example. Like there's a lot of things that players need to improve. So just remember, you're not going to get prime, I don't know, Fourie du Preez out of a scrum half in a couple tests. So I'm just saying, let's not overreact here. Let's not end a person's career by hurling abuse at them because they had a bad game in Argentina. And let's just, Rusty will do what he needs to do. I truly believe that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. No.
Wow.
Yeah, let's talk better stuff.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. I'm the emotional one, remember? So I've got to bring some emotions into it.
Yeah.
Oh, philosophical.
That's beautiful. I almost feel bad about what I literally just said about Fussy, even though
But we have to. The thing is, people think, right? And I hate this concept, right? I hate this concept in any sport. When you criticize a person's performance, people take it as we are hating on them. Guys, when my coach shouts at me for doing something wrong, I know he doesn't hate me. He just wants me to do it better. Like, that's all. And it's not because he hates me, because after the game we have a good chat, and he mentors me or whatever. He laughs with me, tells me, "Why are you doing that, man?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And then we fix it, and then we're cool. But when people go, "You're hating on him," I'm like, "Am I?" I'm just giving my opinion on how I think he could be better. Like, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
sport.
I think Fussy needs to be dropped.
I mean,
well, Billy needs to.
It just showed us how much we miss Willie LaRue or Damien Willems in the backfield, just controlling the game, and then Damian Dialinde at inside center. That's what I took from yesterday's performance. Like how vital those boys are to us. Because I mean, every time Argentina got that ball, we looked so vulnerable. Like I was literally scared we were going to concede points every single possession that they have. Like it was something out of this world. I've never had this fear. We talk about being the best defensive team in the world. I should not be fearing that. Yeah, Brett.
Currently, the way I feel that Fussy must bench for Jordan Hendrickse at the Sharks, and Jordan Hendrickse can be the third choice fullback for the Springboks.
Can we talk about the Currie Cup now or at the end? Because we have to talk about it. Because the ending of that game was unreal. Like
no, we'll talk about it at the end. So let's okay, just cool. We'll fly quickly through the Bledisloe because we don't care about that too much, and then we'll quickly talk about the Currie Cup. Okay, so Bledisloe, what was it, 31-28? Literally, wow. Wow. I seen the message to say, okay, well, I've backed this Wallabies team. This is just embarrassing now. And they came off and probably deserved to win that game. That Wallabies team was good. I'm going to brag because I've been calling this for a long time, right? And it's not that the All Blacks were bad or anything. It's just the Wallabies were that good. Fraser McWright, Fraser McSauce, kicks at 22-22. Oh my goodness. Hang it up in
That
Lavray.
was a great kick. I was like, yo. And then literally what happened
Like
was,
yo.
sorry. I'm that guy, man. So we were playing, obviously, Gold Cup. It's a club tournament in South Africa. And it's like top 2 clubs from each union of that year go play different clubs wherever. So we got drawn to play against Barberton, which is in Mpumalanga. It's about a 6-hour bus trip. So we literally took like strapping, and we like strapped the phone in the bus to like something, and we were all watching on the phone. And when the All Blacks were like quite far up, I said, oh, my prediction's gonna be right. Like I thought it would be 20 plus. Goodness gracious me, what went wrong? Like obviously, full credit to the Wallabies. Like they brought that back superbly, and an old All Blacks team would have put a lot of points on that Wallabies team. But that killer instinct looks like it has vanished. It's not there. And the Wallabies took advantage of that, and they literally just pulled it. They clawed it back, and to be able to lose so badly and get quite a hiding against Argentina, and now it's looking like it's going to be the same thing. To get the confidence to bring it back to that close, they can leave that game saying, we can hold our heads high, because they took the they took the All Blacks pretty much to the same depth of where we took the All Blacks, because we also only beat the All Blacks by 6 points and by 4 points. So, I truly think that I'll give them their credit. I think they definitely did a good job bringing that one back.
Yeah, I just also want to add, I said New Zealand would win by 4, and New Zealand won by 4.
1 by 3.
Thank you.
They won by 3.
What? 32-28 is 4 points.
31.
31-28.
Oh, 32.
I'm going to go check it now. I will not have him get this right. I will not have him.
It's a classic. I made you look.
Both of us just sitting on our phone, not letting Brett have a.
No, but to be fair, it's a good call. I mean, 1 point, wow.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, a good call.
Yeah. What went wrong with the All Blacks, right? Like, it's played out the exact same way as the Springboks game, right? Obviously, they had a couple of disallowed tries as well, but they also just had to go with moments after that. Otherwise, it was just the Wallabies for me. I think the Wallabies were so good yesterday. They deserved to win that game. Like, oh.
Yeah, I
well,
think
the Wallabies also had a try disallowed, to be fair.
Yes, I also think that Rob Ballatini should lead that team. I think he's the most influential player on the field. I think that Skip Slipper, now that he's got his highest caps for the Wallabies, he needs to retire very quickly. I think he's about 25 caps past his sell-by date. He doesn't add anything for me in that team. I also think that Nick White needs to please just shut up. He's going to cost his team so much. Like, refs literally hate this guy. They cannot stand him. They look at him when Nick White approaches a ref. You can see the ref be like, "Oh, what now? Just have your say so we can actually go on." He's so annoying. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Nick Watt. Oh goodness. Literally again a ref telling him, "You be the 9 and I'll be the ref." I think that's like the 3rd time this year he's been told something similar. at what point do you not just go, okay, Nick, cheers, bud. Here's a card. Get off. Shut up.
Especially when you see how good. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say Nick White just like leave the team.
Oh, no. But also that too, like Tate McDermott, I think, should be starting.
When he
like,
came on, wow, Tate McDermott is class. He is so good. Why is Nick White and Jake Gordon starting above him every single game, but he's always on the bench? That is literally Grant Williams for you. That is the Grant Williams effect now. It is it's a joke.
You're muted, Brett.
They don't want to expose Tate McDermott's hairstyle to the public so long in the game, so they just keep him on the bench until he gets a new haircut.
I mean, that's an Aussie thing, though, man. Gotcha.
Okay, boys. Guess
Comment
what?
section say, I said the ginger.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's just quickly chat about the Currie Cup. Okay, man's tired. I want to go back to sleep. Boys, what an ending!
0-0 time.
Uh,
0 half time. I literally wanted to go to that game. It was 3 degrees in Joburg. Snow not so far away from us. Very, very cold, very wet, very terrible conditions. But that second half was good.
Yeah.
guys,
I just care about the ending.
Talk about it.
Get it.
Why try driving more? Why not just take the ball out and kick it out?
So I'll give my little Barberton story again. So obviously we just finished our game against Barberton, right? And we having the end of match function with them, whatever, we mingling with them, whatever, we watching the Currie Cup. And anyways, because obviously after the Currie Cup final, we literally left to come back home, and it's another 6 hours. We only got back literally as the box kicked off. It was like, what a long day. But so we're watching on this big screen, and then my team for some reason has a lot of Shark supporters, like more than there should be. But anyways, there's a lot of them. And next minute they're all like, when the Lions won that penalty in their 22, they all like get off their seats, they're walking out the door, getting on the bus. And I stayed because I'm like, I want to see this game end, because you never know. I've seen the Springboks do some, we'll say, fancy stuff and bring it back from the depths of the ashes. And like you say, they win the line out, you think, just pop it to scrum off, you can chip it out, there we go, we're Currie Cup champs. But no, we're going to maul. Good call.
After 80.
And then as that ref's about to blow because ball's not available, I just check the sport. And then I just check all these Sharks fans running back inside. Like, oh my God. And then it's this counter attack. And then when that penalty got blown, and this is, I don't know, we can talk about whether it was a penalty or not. I mean, you guys can talk about that.
No, it wasn't.
Anyways, we'll talk about that now.
Penalty to the Lions, yeah.
We're holding on, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I see 59 meters, wet conditions, it's misty, that type of thing. Will the ball travel as far? Guys, that kick, have you seen the angle how he literally like brought it back in? It was like bended like Beckham, but rugby version. That was BMT. You got to give that credit. Like, that is against your old team in a final. All you want to do is just say, you want to get rid of me? Okay, sure. Let me show you something.
The thing that made that so much better is because he knows every blade of grass on that field. It's from his. But also, I saw somebody posted a video in the warm-ups where he was kicking 65, 67 meter penalties in the warm-ups. So remember, your body's still mellow. So when I saw that video, I thought to myself, okay, well, I can kick this far. He's a professional. This is going to sail over. And it's like I knew he was going to get it. I had no doubts in my mind. So it was quite cool.
Yeah. But he's also known for having this absolutely massive boot, like the biggest boot in world rugby. What a monster kick to win the Currie Cup. Like whether it was a penalty or not, which it 150% wasn't a penalty, right? I'm fine to give them a penalty for that ending, just to see that kick, the storyline around it. Jordan
Yeah.
Enrichs that does it against the old team. Yeah,
It was so. Sorry,
Go.
it was just so. The craziest ending to a rugby game I've ever seen personally. Just the decision making from the Lions like blew my mind. And the way the ref was about to blow for that ball to be unavailable, and this thing just pops out the maul like that. And I'm like, oh, there's some, nah, this is going to be won by the Sharks. It's meant to be. The way the ball just magically popped out.
Yeah.
It was just interesting. Like, I've never seen that before.
The scary
Yeah.
part is whenever there's a controversial call, the first thing I do is I always look where the ref is standing, like, and who's in front of him. Like, was there some way somebody obstructed him or he couldn't properly see or whatever? There were two guys, one tackler or one guy that got ankle tapped by a previous Lions guy. Then these two went over the ball and the ref said, no daylight. I'm like,
Yeah.
explain that to me. That's probably one of the worst calls ever. Not that I care who won, to be honest.
And I also saw some crazy, like, justifications for the call. The one was the tackler was not held. The tackler did not hold the player after make so the ball carrier wasn't held in the tackle. That makes everything irrelevant, regardless, because they still were there
Still on the floor.
to steal the ball.
Yes.
And then obviously some saying, oh, on the way down from the initial tackle from the guy in the black scrum cap. Sorry if I don't know his name, but guy in black scrum cap makes a tackle. 13 of Lions touches the player on the way down, so he technically is the tackler. I'm like, you guys are stretching, like.
Yeah.
Really
Probably
stretching it.
technicalities.
Like just,
He was on the floor. The tackle was made. He was literally on the floor.
There was so much daylight after that. Like, not daylight, but there was literally two guys over the ball. There was no Sharks defender even close to cleaning.
but the thing is, the
or
two
anything,
guys that
so-
stole the ball were not the tackler. They were nowhere near the tackle. The tackle was literally 5 meters in front of him. The guy in the black scrum pack makes the tackle, and he just stumbles forward and falls. And then they
Yes.
try and steal the ball.
But that's what I'm
Boys.
saying. Even if one of those two were the tackler, the player was on the ground. So there's no such thing as daylight anymore. It's now you go for the ball. What must you do? Tackle him in further into the ground. How? He's already on the ground.
Yeah.
So that falls away.
Boys, we've criticized the Sharks a lot, right, during the URC season. Since then, they've gone. They have looked a lot better in the URC. They fixed their game a lot. They've become Challenge Cup champions and gone on to win the Currie Cup as well without even their Springboks. We're expecting a massive season for the Sharks in the URC now.
No. It's going to be the same as last year. So many big chiefs. It's going to be exactly the same. Mark my words, it's going to be the exact same, and they don't have a fly-off. Don't care what people say about Siamasuku. I don't rate him.
Yeah.
Another fly half that I know it was wet, but he was doing the moonwalk when Ethan Hooker ran past him. Like, yes, like did you see on the way to Ethan Hooker scoring that try? Nohamba literally, like, I was like,
why
yes,
is he
I
playing
love you,
at
bro.
10?
The thing is, like,
he got stepped inside out, and Hooker was like 20 meters away from him.
Yeah.
How do you fall for an inside out?
Did you guys see? He stuck out a sneaky leg first to see if he can maybe trip him, but then realized, getting a card for that one. You can't do that.
And also, James, Rowan Fenter, thoughts?
He almost killed someone.
Yeah, that was brutal. But would you consider him over some people in the Springboks?
No.
Hashtag Murat. At the moment?
Yeah, but that's a hypothetical of, do we bring this guy in on the bench?
Yeah,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Then yes. But yeah. I
I
personally,
just think he's a if we need an enforcer to come off the bench like they want Murat to do, I think Ron Fente is 10 times the enforcer that
Yeah.
Murat
point.
is.
Good point.
Okay, let's end that. Prevan, take us away.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gents. We appreciate you guys for coming into our comments and telling us how terrible the Springboks are, because we know you're going to do that, and that's okay. But thank you again for all the support. We love and appreciate you guys, and just remember to keep liking, subscribing, and yeah, this journey is just getting started, as we always say. So yeah, we'll see you again with a build up to
Final
the
round.
decider. The decider.
Yeah.
Yo, crazy. Hope we don't lose that one. But cheers.
Bye.
And some to the USC. Okay, bye.